Hey YouTube, welcome back. It's been a very long time since I updated the last lead code problem, and I will try to change. I will try to change that, and so I will try to update to like a video every day, at least one video every day, because in my opinion, lead code is one of the most important. Lead code problems is one of the most important things that you should train yourself if you wanna get a serious job as a software engineer. Um, I have also a way to solve problems, which is I would love to solve the top interview, the top 150 interviews. These are great start for you if you are managed to solve most of these. I could say that you could you're up to a good start to start searching or hunting for software engineering jobs. Sorry, I'm still ill. So the problem number 189, rotate array. Given an integer array called nums, rotate the array to the right k steps where k is non-negative. The first thing that I'll always suggest is that try to read the description more than one time, because like a lot of times they don't describe the problems that good, and you will might face this in your interview. So just try to understand what is really the problem is. You have an example here. So we have nums 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8, and we want to rotate it by 3. So as you can see, we do the first rotation, so we put the 7 at the beginning, and after that we do the second rotation. The 6 will be at the beginning, as you can see here, and the fifth rotation we take the 5 and we put it at the beginning. But as you can see here, when we do one, like we have it was from 1 to 7. When we put the 7 into the beginning, we changes all the index of the other numbers. All of them is changed. So basically, for each one, we are changing the full array. There are multiple ways to solve this problem, and I would love to go through most of them. Today, I'll try to go to the brute force problem solution, which it will not might be even. I guess it will not be acceptable by LeetCode. I might face some limit exceeded. But yeah, we have to go through all the solutions, all the possible solutions. So it's a great practice for us. So let's try to think about how we do that. So what I'm thinking about, the good thing about brute force solutions is that they are pretty easy to describe and easy to implement, but it's horrible when it comes to performance. So let's say that we should rotate by 3. So first, what I will do, I will make like 2 nested loop. The first loop I will start from the end, okay, and I'll start from the end, and I will loop 3 times. Okay, I will loop 3 times, or like 0 to 1, yeah, 3 times. I will loop 3 times starting from the end, and after that I will create another loop to change all the other numbers index. So basically I will create a first loop to for the rotate for each rotation, and a nested loop to change all the other indexes. So what I will do is that I will create a new array. So I'll put 7 here at the beginning, and I will change the index of all the other values in the nested loop, 3 4 5 and 6, etc. And this one, this time complexity, I guess it will be, let me try to give me a minute here. Let me try to see how much the time complexity could be, I guess it will be like a k multiplied by n, I guess. Let me think. So we have this and this and yeah, it will be k multiplied by n most probably. Let me try to think again about this one. Yeah, it's be k multiplied by n. It will be k multiplied by n, which is not that good. It's not good at all. Maybe we will have other solutions that would be of n square, of n, and other solutions that could be yeah, I guess most of them will be of n. Most of them will be of 1. I guess I couldn't provide better solution than that. So yeah, let's try to dig into the code directly. So the first thing that I would love to do is to make like some optimization. So I would say k will be equals nums dot length, and what they make basically. So we optimizing this one like k moduled by nums dot length, and like this line ensures that k is within the bounds of the array's length, like rotating an array by its length or a multiple, therefore results is the same in the same array. Like for instance, if we for instance rotating an array of length by of length 5 by 10 is effectively the same as rotating it by 5 or by 0. You know what I mean? So if we have an array of 5 elements and I'm rotating it 10 times, it's effectively the same as I'm rotating it 5 times, or it's the same as I'm rotating it 0. So we just make some optimization here to make sure that we don't have like, if k was like 31 or like 100, we make sure that we will not loop 100 times. We want to know how many times we will loop in the k within the length of the array. Let's create 2 variables. Let temp, and I will create one called previous. Let's call it prev, temp and prev, and we will use those in the swap. I will make a loop, and the first loop I will say, okay, let I equals 0 and I less than k and I plus plus, and I'll say okay, I will create the previous will equals the last element in the array, because as you can see we said that we will go all the time to the last element. So nums of nums dot length minus 1. Nums dot length minus 1. I will create a for loop, and it will be let j equals 0, j is less than nums dot length, sorry for that, and g plus plus, I guess, yeah, g plus plus. And I will do the swap. It's pretty straightforward. So right now I will do the swap. So how we do the swap, it's an old trick that I think each one of us should learn. So the temp, I will have this temp, which is save the value of nums of g, okay, and I will say nums of j will assign it to other value, which will be the previous, because I'm making the swap, and the previous will equals temp. But this one, I'm saving the value of nums of j because I want to make a swap, right? So first I have temp, I saving the value of nums of j to temp, and nums of j I update it with the previous, okay? But right now the previous have the value of the previous, and nums of j have the value of the previous, and I want to update temp save the value of nums of j. So the previous will equal temp, which is have the nums of j. So right now we did this swap, and I guess it will work like that. Let's run and see if it will work or not. Yeah, the test case was accepted. If I submit, I guess I will get limited exceeded. Yeah, I will get limit exceeded. Yeah, I get time limited exceeded. But it was a brute force that we should go through this solution first, and after that I will create new videos to talk about how we could improve the solution. So let's just try to talk about again what we have done here. So let's talk about, first we talk about the k. So we did some optimization for this one to make sure that the k is within the bounds of the array's length. Let's talk about the rotation process. So the outer for loop the outer for loop, which is this one, controls the number of rotations. It iterates k items, with each iteration representing a single rotation of the array. This is the thing about this is the purpose of the outer loop. Within the outer loop, the previous value is initialized to the last element of the array, which is num.length -1. This is the element that will be moved to the front in the rotation. Okay, the inner group iterates over the array during each iteration. It performs the following steps. First, we have temp equals nums of j. Temporarily, we store the current element in temp. Nums of j equals previous. We moves the previous element, initially the last element of the array, to the current position. And lastly, the previous equals temp. We update the previous with the value of the temporarily stored element in temp here. And this is essential for moving the next element in the subsequent iteration. And the result, after completing the outer loop, the array nums is rotated k times to the right. Each rotation shifts every element in the array one position to the right, with the last element moving to the front of the array. So yeah, this is how it works, and I highly recommend you to look at the code and try to type it by yourself. It's really important. And if you don't understand anything, and if maybe one line seems possible to understand from my side, just feel free to give me a comment about that, so I will create a video specially for you. So that's it for today's video, and I hope you like my content. If you like my content, subscribe and hit the notification bell so you'll never miss a video, and see you in future problems.